If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. I'm asked very frequently, what am I going to do when we're too old to be able to do this lifestyle? What's our plans? Do we have a stick and brick? I have always been a planner. I knew exactly what I was going to do with my life every moment of the day. Of course, a lot of times those plans never come to fruition. They always change. So you spend all this time planning your life out, knowing exactly what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, and then something dramatic changes. And I know a lot of people get aggravated at me when I say this, but I've been divorced 3 times. It's nothing I'm proud of. It's just the way it is. My last wife and I were married for 14 years, and it just didn't work. But of course, you make plans with that mindset that you're going to be doing something in the future with those people. And then it doesn't work out. So you readjust your plans, and you're constantly planning. You're constantly moving forward, readjusting your life to your new situation. I was a quality technician, started out as a line inspector, inspecting product that came off the line. And then I moved up to technical writing and manual writing, specification writing, then into blueprints and measuring. Well, I got to a point where I decided to start my own business to help companies improve their customer satisfaction. 2008, the economy crashed, and by 2011, I wasn't able to support my business anymore. So after all those years, I got out of the Navy, I think, 94, 95, all the way to 2011, I'd been working on a career path. And then circumstances changes the way things happen. So you have to change course. So I changed course to a production manager. And I worked in that field for several years. So I knew exactly what my path was going to be after that. So, that was a significant change, too. For several years, I worked as a production manager in a sheltered workshop where I helped disabled folks learn how to work in a manufacturing environment. And it was really rewarding. But at the same time, it was very stressful. I just had to get out. There was just no way I could continue to work at that pace. I was 45 years old, and you could see it in my face. I was dying. I'm sure I had high blood pressure. You go to Walmart and you check out those machines. Here I am, 45 years old, and I'm not unhealthy looking. I try to eat a good diet, and blood pressure was through the roof. The pulse rate was terrible. Everything was terrible, and I just knew that there wasn't going to be much longer of my life if I continued this pace. When your boss tells you that the stress is affecting you so bad that maybe you should go see a doctor so you can get medicated, that the job probably isn't going to last. So here we are at another crossroads in life. What are we going to do? So, then you got to make plans and you got to do something else. Carolyn and I decided that we had all our savings we thought we needed for many years. Knew what we were going to do as far as making money. I know a lot of people think that my online business where I'm helping, where I program is failing. I've heard a lot of people say my business is failing. I'm not sure where they got that at, but it's not failing. I just don't have to work very hard at it. To be more specific, I have a few clients that hire me to really do something when they need me to do it. And it may not be very often. So I get a monthly paycheck from them, and just to be on call. If they have a question, they call me up and ask questions and everything. So it's quite a nice little business, and it makes me enough money to sustain our life. Which brings me to the topic of what are we going to do with the future, our future? And the answer is I don't know. For the first time in my life, have decided that I am not going to worry about my future. It's going to change. That's obvious. There's just no way, based on my experiences throughout life, that what I had planned out to do, I will finish out doing. And it's actually very relaxing not to have to worry about it. But the key is that you have a financial security where you don't have to worry about what your plan is going to be. Which brings me back to, of course, having an emergency fund and saving money and not spending money and all these things. For some reason, people think in order to enjoy life, you have to spend money. And I have learned, and I'm trying to explain, which I'm not sure I'm getting the word across, you do not have to spend money to enjoy life. Life is just wonderful when you realize that money doesn't have to be a part of it. Yes, you need some money. And you got to be able to eat and put gas in the vehicle and those kind of things. But as far as enjoying life, I don't need money. Carolyn and I have learned how to be at peace with ourselves. Carolyn has learned how to minimize her anxiety, which is, you know, a mental disability. She has learned how to deal with that. We have learned how to be happy with each other. Carolyn and I never, ever, ever argue. But I have learned how to not take the argumentative approach. She has a perspective on something, and I have a perspective on something. And so, instead of me just immediately assuming that my perspective is better than hers, I listen to her perspective. And then perhaps I will provide my perspective. And if we talk about it long enough in a calm, rational manner, we can come up with some sort of solution to whatever is in front of us. Right now, I mean, Carolyn and I are apart. And I know a lot of you think that's just terrible, you know, that I need to be by Carolyn's side, but there's a lot of things you don't understand that I don't think I want to explain to you. And I would request that you would respect our wishes on not being able to share every aspect of, you know, Carolyn's daughter being sick. But in the end, Carolyn and I have talked about it endlessly, that this is the best solution, that she stay with Carolyn's daughter and take care of her until Carolyn's daughter passes. And then I, you know, stay out here close by, and when she needs me, I can run back to her. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go see her again this Saturday. And you know what? I am not worried. She is not worried. We are quite happy with the way things are. I have learned how to accept things. And Carolyn has learned how to accept things without it being anxious. And so, no, we don't have a plan for our future. But we do have enough financial security to make sure that whatever we do, we can do. Thanks for watching. Like the video, and happy travels.